What's up, guys? Textratic here with another look at some of the figures we got on this week. Today we're looking at the DC Multiverse Super Friends Retro Line Series 3. Now, I've had these, I've had Aquaman, Bizarro, and Brainiac for maybe almost a month and a half, maybe 2 months. I got them way back in December, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna collect the whole line. I thought I was just gonna get those three, and I basically just waited, and I was able to get Jaina and Zen off Amazon. So they sent Jaina. I got her about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I finally got Zen in this past week. Now there is also one more missing from this wave, and that is Bat-Zaro, which I'm not gonna collect because it's just it's just a face change. It's the same Batman. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little frustrated with these because we're getting a lot of the reissues. Wave 4, only what's his name, Robin and Black Manta are the only new ones in that wave. The rest are all repaints and redones. So I'm a little worried because we got till, let's see here, we're now in February. Supposedly the line Mattel takes over the line in June. So I'm a little worried that we're not going to finish this line. Where's Giganta? Where's Wonder Woman? Where's Solomon Grundy, Scarecrow? Like, where are those characters? Like, I'm just a little worried that we're not going to get them. Unless they do something with San Diego Comic-Con and come up with a big set or something. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, here is the 5 of the Wave 3. As you can see, they come in that same packaging that they released them in. They're all the same, so, it's nothing new. But, they all come in. And I actually, to be honest, I was only really excited about Aquaman when I saw this wave because, I don't know, I mean, the others are cool. And, of course, we're going to take a look at each one of them. But, there are some cool things about them, but then there's some bad things about them. So yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and take these guys out of the packaging and get a closer look at the Super Friends DC Multiverse Wave 3 set. We're gonna start with my least favorite to the best in this. I always do that anyway, especially when I do, not more than one figure at once. And Zen, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I was just going to stick with the 3. There was no way I was going to go hunt for these because I'm very disappointed in the way this guy has come out. They use the old body buck for his body. And the reason why I'm a little is they should have used the other body because, I mean, he's young and athletic. And here he just looks... I mean, look. Look at that. And I understand, okay, what they're doing with these figures is they're basically using the Batman 66 molds, and they're just basically making them a lot more basic, which is, I guess, okay, but come on. Like, when I saw this guy as a preview, I was like, I didn't even bother to add him to my pre-orders. I honestly didn't. Like I said, I was not going to get this guy. But, I got the 3, and then it came up on Amazon, and it said, yeah. And he took the longest to get here. Like, I had already paid for him, or it was like months ago, and it finally showed up. I don't know. Anyway, but let's look at this beautiful face sculpt. No, this guy is ugly. Poor dude. Like I said, I don't know, maybe because his face is a little bit more chunkier, maybe. I mean, like I said, like his body, I don't know. I'm not trying to body shame a figure, but seriously? Anyway, let's go. The face sculpt does actually look decent. I like the eyes, the purple in the eyes and the eyebrow. It does have detail. I'm going to give it that. It just, I don't know. I mean, I feel, yeah, this guy is just, it's the body that's messing me up. But anyway, let's go ahead and look. He's got the Z here. You see a lot of the paint rubbing off on there. This is not the best quality work. And you got the purple, you got the light purple on the suit, and you got the darker purples on the belt, gloves, on his neck, and then you got the boots and the yellow. I mean, the colors are nice. And of course, these are very limited articulation, so you can really only do a few things with them. You can do some articulation with them. I really feel like I really wish this would be, up and down or something, just a little bit more. But like I said, these gaps here just look, I mean, they look okay from here, but when you get close up, that looks bad. I mean, he has that wrinkled old man butt look. I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not a fan of this. Like, I mean, I'm not checking out figures, but this just looks terrible. Like, seriously, like, I don't know. And I've said this before in the other figures, but yeah, this mold should not be used. I'm just saying. But anyway, it goes up like it articulates up here. Like I said, it's not double jointed, but you have some, you got some movement in them, so it's really, really neat. On that at least, But yeah, this guy, wow, he like I said, I mean, I'm glad I got it. In a sense, I'm glad that I was able to get them on Amazon, But yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Anyway, so he comes with this wrench. So I guess he fixes things. I guess, and then this little comlink thing. So, he gets a hold of people. So, those are the accessories he comes with. No figure stand. Like I said in the others, they should have come with figure stands at least. Like, but yeah, I mean, here's Zen. I mean, what do you guys think? Let's get the next figure. All right, next up is Brainiac. Now, this character to me, I guess he's one of the essential villains of the Justice League. I believe he is a Superman villain, from my understanding. That's his original origin, where he comes from. So he is definitely one of those that you have to have in the line, especially if he's definitely part of the Legion of Doom. So, the cool thing about this guy is the colors. The colors are really, really neat. I like how everything kind of pops. In the cartoon, I believe the green's a little darker, but I mean, he does look really cool. Like, look at that face. That looks really neat. I like the way the face looks. You got that, gets the mind control thing on them. On the little things, helmet thing he has, his little crown. You got the purple. I mean, it looks nice. Of course, again, he's using that old man body buck, which this sort of fits in a sense. This guy sort of fits. Like, it actually looks cool. Not like Zen. Like I said, I just think Zen just doesn't. I guess I can see where it cuts corners, but the way the colors look, it looks a lot more better and not as bad, especially the back part, like maybe because of the black. But anyway, like I said, I'm not checking out these figures for or whatever and trying to be like body shaming, but I don't know. But anyway, you get what you get. Anyway, so coming down, you got that light green here on his legs, and then you got those boots, those gray boots. I mean, it does look cool. I'm not gonna hate on him. I mean, I do like this guy. He does look good. But I don't know. It's interesting of how these are done. So anyway, it's pretty cool that we get a new person in the line and not another Batman, right? He does come with a few accessories. He comes with his ray gun, which looks really cool in those purples, and so it looks like the Super Nintendo colors, right? Yeah, that's really, I really like that. That looks really neat. And then he does also come with a comlink. Those all go in my little bucket of stuff. And then of course the card here is here. You see how darker green he is compared to this? I don't know what is the deal. I haven't seen this cartoon in a while, so I'm not, I believe this is supposed to be the cartoon accurate. Has Brainiac on here, and I forgot to show the card for Zen. Or I did it earlier, sort of, but yeah. And then on the back of both of them, you can actually see all the ones in the line. So that's really, really cool. All right, So let's get the next guy. It's Bizarro, and I have to admit, I actually like this guy a lot. I did like the Superman. Of course, Bizarro is basically the alternate version of Superman, meaning, is he an android? No, right? I don't think he is. I know, because there's Cyborg Superman, so I know he's not android. But anyway, I remember this guy in the cartoon, arch nemesis of Superman. I mean, this buck is nice. Like, I like the buck. I like everything about it. In fact, I've said this before. This should be the buck on all of them and not the granny panties, right? Because they do, that looks a lot better than, like I said, I said this before. But anyway, let's look at that face sculpt. Look at that. That looks really cool. Like I said, that looks like, that looks like Bizarro. I like that face sculpt, that menacing, evil look. I mean, they did a good job with this. And of course, you got the backwards Superman. That's perfect. The signal right there, that's just nice. I mean, everything else is the same as the original Superman. But yeah, this one is really neat. I really like this. And of course, the cape is soft goods. And you got the Superman signal backwards also on that. So this is probably one of my favorites now because it looks really neat. Like I said, I didn't get Zorro. Will I get him? I don't know. Am I a completionist of these? We'll see. I don't know. I if I can find them on sale, maybe I'll grab them. But I'm not like, we'll see. But anyway, I remember this guy. I don't remember Bat Zorro. He was not part of the Justice League. So I don't remember Bat Zorro at all. So anyway, let's go and see what the accessories it comes with. First of all, here's his card. See, that looks cool. Like, I mean, that's it. That's awesome, right? And then he comes with his comm link, which, it's so funny. The other day I was looking through my stuff and I had a bag full of those of the other figures and I kind of forgot what they were for. And I was like, what is these? And I remembered. And then he comes with his ray gun, which is really neat. This is nice. I like the way this is done. Like, this is really, really cool. I guess it's his ray gun from the cartoon series. They did a good job of it. Like I said, I think I would love these a lot more if the buck was all the same like this guy. But, no worries. It's all cool. It's all good. At least we're getting some stuff like this, right? All right, so let's get the next one. All right, here is Jaina, the other Wonder Twin, and the main reason why I got Zen. Because I, in a sense, wanted her. But like I said, when they did the whole drop, this one was a GameStop exclusive, which you would think Bizarro would have been the GameStop exclusive. That should have been the chase. I don't know what they're thinking. In a sense, it's so funny how this whole chase situations has been such an issue for everyone. They always do the wrong, for me, in my view, they always do the wrong ones for the chase rather than the ones you want. But anyway, so she is using that female buck. Now, this is a different version than Cheetah, from what I'm seeing. So let's get a closer look. I mean, she looks gorgeous. I mean, I think she looks great. Let's see how she looks next to this guy. I mean, I guess. I mean, anyway, I don't know. Like I said, I'm still a little bit bothered with that buck, but I'll get over it. So you got, of course, just like Zen, for her, you got the purples, the dark purples, light purples all over her body. And then you got, of course, articulation. Then you got the J there. Yeah, I mean, she looks good. You got the, the boots. And actually, in a sense, I think this is going to be what Wonder Woman's buck will look like, I think, because you got the kind of the boots there already. So the other female character we got was Cheetah, and I still have her with me. I didn't take her to work yet because I have these displayed at work. But of course, they're much different. So, including the feet. So it's interesting that you got two different bucks from there. I thought they would all be the same, but no. But yeah, this one, Jaina, does look really nice. I'm actually very, I'm happy that I got her. Like, she looks great. I think she looks great. Let's see here. I don't think her hands are. The hands don't move right now. They're still the same. So you got that gripping hand for. There's only one little accessory she comes with, and that's that comm link again thing. So that's just. I mean, in terms of something to use for the figure. Well, of course, I lied. She comes with 2 accessories, and the other accessory is Bleak. Like, and he looks adorable. Or Gleek, not Bleak. Gleek, I'm sorry. But he looks adorable. The only problem that I think, in my opinion, is I wish the hands were articulated. I mean, this looks great. I like it. I think it's cute. But I think they could have done just a little bit of articulation, at least the arms. Because you're gonna have to have him in this pose the whole time. I wish I could just move it down, or but it's cute though. I think it's, I love the little cape, the little shoes, his little hair. I mean, he's cute. Like, he's adorable figure, but give him some movement. Come on. I mean, it was really that much, but that's really cool. And like I said, I'm really glad that Amazon decided to release her, because like I said, I don't really hunt anymore. I'm just tired of it. I don't find the joy in it of it anymore. So I just get everything online. So I wasn't gonna go to get, especially it's funny. Karma's a real bitch, because that store that messed up with my Superman debacle, they closed that store, that GameStop store. They closed that store. So, I mean, I don't want anybody to lose their job, but still, I don't think they did. They probably just transferred them out somewhere else. But yeah, I need to go to that store. That store was horrible. But anyway, here's the card. So it does look like her a little bit. And like I said, Gleek, I wish he was more mobile. And of course, the colors are a little bit more darker. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can say that's bad. Not horrible, but not as cool as I really wish he was a little bit more articulated. You can see here's Bat Zorro there. I'm not getting that guy. Even you see how Superman or what's his name? Bizarro, his thing is backwards. At least the Batman signal should be backwards, right? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, well, look, I'm gonna do a review later on, and it's gonna have Bat Zorro in it. But anyway, all right. So let's look at the last figure and the best figure in the series, or this series 3. I'll be back. All right, and last but not certainly least, we have my favorite of this wave series 3 is Aquaman. I mean, it's Aquaman. I mean, yeah, he looks freaking awesome. Let's get a closer look at him. I'm loving the oranges and the greens. I love the whole extra, I guess these are gills, or I don't know what the hell these things are, but they look great. Look at that face sculpt. I mean, that just... Does that cry out 70s cartoon or not? Look at that face sculpt. I mean, it's really cool, real stoic, and it has his little hair, curled up and stuff. And I mean, his blue eyes. I mean, it looks great. I mean, like I said, these aren't that detailed, but that looks cool. And of course the body. Yep, it's the body that Alum should have. But I mean, I love that orange. It just pops. You got the belt that says the A on there, the black trunks, and then you got, of course, the green. And there's some fins back here. That's neat. That is neat. I like this. I just wish these would move up and down, but still, that looks great. I'm telling you, this guy looks great. I really like this guy. Got those green gloves, Like I said, it's all the same figure overdone, But of course, it's Aquaman. It looks nice. I really like the way this guy looks. Now he comes, of course, again, the comm link. This one looks a little different. Is it different? Yeah, it looks different from the other ones. Because it has that yellow button there. I think a missed opportunity. I wish he would have came with a little dolphin or something. That would have been pretty cool, Because of course he commands all the animals of the sea. And look at his card. I mean, out of all the characters, all the figures we got today, this one actually looks probably the most accurate, meaning the colors on him and everything. Of course, his trunks are green, not black, but that's not terrible. But still, yeah, this one looks really. I really like this one. This one actually will be my favorite of the line. Like I said, I just wish we would a little bit more articulation, just a tiny bit more. Just, the swivel or something, and wish the feet would move a little bit more, but but it's okay, no big deal. I mean, these are, but they look good. Like, this is definitely how, you want your figures to look like. If you want a, toy accurate or cartoon accurate, here they are. All right, so let's get these all on my turntable to get my final thoughts on the Super Friends Wave 3 from McFarlane. All right, here are my final thoughts on Series 3 of the Super Friends from McFarlane Toys. All in all, they're pretty cool figures. I mean, I do like them a lot. I like the retro feel of them. I do like the fact that they do, represent the cartoon and all that, which is really cool. The only thing I can say is, and I said this before in the other ones, is just the old buck of Brainiac, and of course, Zen. Oh God. But all in all, I mean, they're fun. They're fun, and they're cheap compared to the other McFarlane toys. Well, I guess $22. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, no, this is a really cool set. My favorites are Bizarro and also Aquaman. Part of me wants to get Batzarro. I don't know. I might end get him, add him to the next line. We'll see. Not sure. Was hoping there'd be some more differences in him compared to just the face sculpt, but anyway, yeah, so these guys, you can still get some of them on Amazon. I don't know about Zen and the Wonder Twins, Jaina and Zen. I'm not sure if you can still get those on Amazon. This is where I got all of them at. So, but anyway, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys collect this line, or do you think McFarlane will finish? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, we will see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.